Welcome to Poland Daily History with me, Nicholas Richardson. In previous episodes, we looked at the contribution which two amazing Poles made to the American War of Independence, Puławski and Kościuszko. And now we're going to return to the theme, the contribution that Poles have made to the development of the United States. And I'm delighted to have within the studio my colleague and no relation, Will Richardson, who is our expert on all things American. Will.
I'm not.
You are.
That's false. I'm not an expert on all things.
I said our expert.
I'm an expert on Cracker Jacks, which we'll get to.
Yeah, we don't get out very often.
We don't get out. We'll get to Cracker Jacks later.
When we mentioned, as in a previous program when you joined us, Kościuszko and Puławy. But of course...
Puławski. Yeah.
That's right. Puławy is the town.
Or Pulaski.
Pulaski, yes. Yeah. Or Pulaski, as you Americans say. But yes, of course, it's interesting to notice that the Poles were there from the very beginning. Sir Walter Raleigh's...
Well, not exactly from the beginning.
Sir Walter Raleigh's Roanoke colony, 1585, there were Poles there.
Well, I guess that would be the beginning in a sense, but not in a... we're going to have to qualify that, and people may not know. But it's a fascinating story, not just about the Poles, but about Roanoke colony. But it includes Poles. So Poles were in on the first exciting Anglo-American and I suppose, well, not Spanish experiment.
Not Spanish.
Yeah, not Portuguese experiment in the New World. And certainly the most northern one. Unless, of course, you believe that America Vespucci or Leif Erikson discovered America. Leave it at that. But Roanoke, as you say, was 1585. It was an initiative of Sir Walter Raleigh. Sir Walter Raleigh. If you go to North Carolina today, you will see the capital of North Carolina
is Raleigh.
Is Raleigh, yeah, where my father was born. And Americans would say, English would say, and some Americans would say Raleigh, and a lot of Americans would say Raleigh. And that's what they say in North Carolina. In Raleigh, they call it Raleigh. So if we want to be specifically correct, we'll say Raleigh. Sir Walter Raleigh to Americans, but Sir Walter Raleigh to the English. And that's the end of my story. I'm just kidding. No, because that's where the story begins, with this extremely gifted man of the court, sailor and politician, leader of the time, soldier, etc. These men were very intrepid.
Absolutely.
What does that mean?
It means they're prepared to face great danger.
Yeah, to sail off the edge of the earth, for example.
Exactly.
Well, they knew it wasn't, because Columbus had proved that in 1492.
But even so.
And even before, they kind of figured that's kind of a myth that they tell school children, because it gets them to remember things and also makes them realize how dangerous these trips were. Okay, so the colony was founded in 1585. It took about, at least a month, maybe 6, even 7 weeks, depending on the winds, to sail from England to this part of the world, which is a fairly direct, as the crow flies shot. But you know how today they go over the pole or they go north.
By aircraft, yes.
To go into the States from, say, England. From London, you would go north, over the extreme North Atlantic, over Greenland, etc., and you come down the coast.
That's right.
To land on the East Coast. Well, they had to do a similar thing, because they had to sail slightly south, catch the trade winds, and then find their way back up using those winds. It's a fascinating thing about the sailing of the time. Now, you arrive at in what is now North Carolina, but was then Indian country. It was the America, the Americas. And there is nothing there but Indians, okay? They decided, as we will find out later, also the settlers at Jamestown did, to settle on an island. Why? Why would you settle on an island? Because you can defend it. You got boats, you got ships. You can also get off of it if you see them coming, and there's too many invaders, Indians in this case, American Indians. They would be Native Americans now. They just called them Indians, I guess. Then, you know why they called them Indians?
Yes, because they were looking for the Indies, which they found in the East, and they thought they could get there the other way.
Isn't it fascinating?
Yeah. It's the West Indies.
They thought that just when they that's how small the world was.
To them, yes.
Yeah, and their imagination was limited to that extent, that they thought once you arrived there, surely you'd sail far enough to get to India, which they knew you could go overland to, obviously, and to China because of things that had happened
Yes.
with invaders on little horses riding across thousands of miles to Europe
Exactly.
before, especially and to Poland. So they set up camp at an island they call Roanoke. Okay?
Yep.
And the Indians, I believe, are called the Ocracoke Indians. Ocracoke, Roanoke, Ocracoke. So it's adapted from an Indian name, as I recall, although I'm not an expert on Native American history. But I've been there. I've been to the lost colony, what's left. And there's a sort of recreated fortress and
But nothing of the original.
wooden
Presumably nothing of the
palisades.
original.
No, there's nothing. I believe they found some. Might be making this up because it's been a long time since I was there, but I was just a kid. It was a school trip. They used to go on long school trips to investigate history. I grew up in Virginia Beach, which is, hour and a half, maybe 2-hour drive. So it's a long day trip to go there. Fascinating, though. Anyway, Raleigh left these early settlers. When they returned, and they tried to get in, but they had problems with the, as I remember, with an anchor. They lost an anchor, so therefore they couldn't really stop the ship, so they had to return. Can you believe it? You lose an anchor. They didn't have a spare anchor?
Well, I guess.
It's hard to believe, right?
It is.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have to stop you there because we've reached end. Oh, but on a high point, we'll come back.
We're
if
gonna
you'll
come back
stay with us.
to the story of the colonists.
To the story of the colonists.
In Roanoke.
Yes.
Okay.
So there we have it. At the very beginning of European settlement of North America, there were Poles. Join us again on Poland Daily History, where we continue to explore this exciting story. Thank you for watching.